This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, good evening. I think today many of them have not arrived. What happened? Okay, so shall we start? Any doubt on our previous session? What we have discussed?
No, it was clear.
Okay. Okay, so let us proceed today. So let us look into the system directly. How is it happening? So what we have discussed is this, right? We want to see how the internal activity is behaving in costing. Then how is the service activity, or internal also the details, then service, or you can say external, then cost. So these are the three type of activities. Then let's see how is the from other order when you are assigning how it is happening. So these are the things which we need to understand that. So let's look into the system. Let's take our example, this one, say. What happened? Slow. Yeah. So let's take the activities. For example, let's say this one, BBP for FIC. So now as per the PPT what you have seen it, the internal cost is calculated based on, okay, so let me just change this configuration because it is just to remove it because these tabs maybe get confusing. SPR. Okay, project system structures, operating structures, network, then this user interface settings, layout. This one, this layout will clear it off. See, this is the one which is, there. So let us remove that. Yeah, so all the tabs can. So basically what we need require is the internal activity. So internal activity, how this the calculation is there. based on the hours, how many hours is the work. Then it requires a work center. Then there will be a cost center assigned to it. Then there will be an activity type. Then that will calculate the total value. For example, let's say here. So here we need to specify the work first. So there are different options are there. Calculation key is there. There is a different option is there. Either you can maintain manually, so you can maintain the work and duration manually, or you can say I want to calculate the duration. If I put calculate the duration, then automatically it will calculate the duration, but based on a work center. So it will ask for the work center. So now let us take a work center 1414 plan 1 category. Let us take the project related. So work center category for PS is 6. Yeah. So we have this one, this. So let's take this. Maintain work to calculate duration. Okay, sorry. This one is calculate duration. I just want to calculate work. So it calculated the work. Now let's see how the system is calculating this work based on this work center. So for that, we need to go to the work center and have a look at it. Okay. For example, let's see. Yeah. The work center, right? The work center comes project system, basic data, master data, work center, master code display. So basically what is work center mean? It's a pool of resources. You are just clubbing it together, all the similar kind of resources. So most of the time it will be all same type of resources will be clubbed together. Yeah, for example, you have masons, or you can say carpenters or civil engineers. So whatever is most of the time we use the concept of skill sets. Yeah, based on the skill sets, you club it together to identify, because it's the concept of work centers. It's a pool of resources, so it can be, so instead of mixing it up, you normally, for the best practices follow, basically use categorize it based on skill sets. So here work center category and all those things are so here how the system is considering the duration is based on the, or the work is based on the capacity, how we are maintaining it here. So here what we are specifying is the working hours. You can see the working hours is 9 hours. So it is start time, finish time, and 1 break, 1 hour break. So that's how it is. 9 hours is there. Then here normally we specify capacity utilization. Capacity utilization means whether the persons in that work center, whether they can, how many hours you can utilize it. For example, if 9 hours is there, that is the effective hour. From the effective hour, what will be your productive hours? That is what capacity utilization. So maybe all the 9 hours, maybe people cannot work it. So sometimes the capacity utilization may be 80% or maybe 75%. So that will be, that is your productive hours. So why it is important is, for example, this when you are planning your project, so you need to consider this, that the number of hours or number of duration you are giving, whether it is a productive hours or whether it is effective hours or whether it is a calendar days, it's all depends on that one. So whatever you are following, then basically everywhere you need to follow the same thing. So you will have a consistency in that. So here, this is what the 9 hours is coming. Yeah, so here, what's happening here, for example, if you look at here, 135, right? So it came from 15 days. So 15 into 9, 135 hours it's calculated. That is one thing. Then second thing, if you look at here in this one, here we specify how many number of people are there. Okay. So I have 25 same kind of similar skill sets are there. So that is defines what is your total capacity. So for me, I have 25 people. So 25 into 9 hours. So this is for per day. This is your hours. Then in the costing area, we specify that the cost center, and we specify the activity type. And here, this activity type is getting it defaulted here. You can see this. So here 135 hours. Similarly, for example, here if you want to go, then here you can do the other way around. Let's say here I am going to calculate the duration. So here I will specify the work center. So what is that? Train, right? Train 01, then I need it 90 hours. Then I will say calculate duration. So it gives the 10 days. So this way you can do it. Manual means here. So sometimes why the manual is there? Manual is actually you have data entry is more, but some cases it is required to do it, maintain it. Maybe for example, the number of hours may not be directly linked to your number of days. For example, sometimes some activity may be following long period, but the effort really required is for this very less hours, but the duration will be more. That kind of scenario may come. That is the reason here. But here, if you look at Microsoft project and all, for there, it's this kind of concept is not there. That manual entry is not there. Normally, if you put work, it will calculate duration, or if you put duration, it will calculate the work that way around. Okay. So this is, but whereas in SAP, that one hour flexibility is there where you can put those things. Then this activity type. Now let's say how the system calculates the cost.
Atul, that activity type, that machine labor, like we are using, or here what is the activity type 1421?
Yes, same thing. So activity type, if you look at from a business perspective, it is a rate. For example, let's say whenever you are calculating labor cost, right? Whenever you are calculating labor cost, how you will calculate it? You need a hours, number of hours multiplied by rate per hour, right? How many, what is the rate per hour? So this is the same thing SAP also doing. This rate per hour is represented in SAP by activity type. So there is a transaction in normally finance do that. There is a transaction called KP26 where you maintain the rate for that one. For example, if I go to the KP26 here, so the rate is always fixed based on a cost center. So version 0, then 1, then 12, then fiscal year 2020, then cost center. What was the cost center here? That is gone. Now here the cost center was there. Is it? Okay, I think it's 1420 or something like that. 4200, I think, right? I forgot that. 100%. Yeah, this one 4200. So here we are putting the cost center. Then it will be maintained activity type here. So activity type is here. For example, this one 1421. Then if you look at the rate, this is overall, or you can same like as CJR2 we have seen, no cost how you are maintaining, you can maintain it that way. So this is the rate. So if you look at this, so this is the rate they have maintained it. Okay. So here, this is what
the
your
fixed rate and the variable rate, how it is working here? Fixed rate
no, that
and
is
the variable rate.
see, that is for us. If you look at from a PS perspective, there is no difference. But from finance, they have some concern.
System is always considering
Total.
is always considering fixed rate or variable
No,
rate.
it will be total. It will be total. Fixed plus variable.
Okay.
But for us, whether it is in fixed or variable, it won't make any difference. But from the costing perspective, they have that what was my fixed rate, what was my variable rate, that direct cost, indirect cost, that concept is there. So for that is the purpose they are using that one. But from PS perspective, for us, what is the total rate? That's it.
Where it is total rate?
If, for example,
total
if I say
rate.
here, yeah, for example, here I'll say 10.
Okay.
Application check the data version beforehand, gladly that the update is performed without any problem. However, errors will look to see which error code. Yeah, I think that is a plan integration is there. That is the reason. The posting is not allowed. Let's see whether it is allowed. No, the posting is not allowing. Some integration. Let me just check what is the issue. It has some errors showing. It is some integration issues there. So there is some plan integration is there in some cost center, so that is creating an issue. So I think it won't allow you. Let's see whether it is allowed different rate. No, nothing is allowing, right? Let us check whether any other thing is possible. So it's giving some error. So otherwise, normally it is possible to maintain. So what I'm trying to say that the total amount, what is fixed plus variable. So that is what normally for us the rate. Suppose if it is 100 fixed and 10 variable, then for us the rate will be 110. Okay, but the posting in CO, they will be able to understand how much is the direct cost, how much is the indirect cost. That is the purpose of that one. So here for us, for the time being, it is 100 and the activity, sorry, the rate per hour is 100. So if I say I have 135 hours plus 100 rate, then what should be the cost? So there is two things will be there. Let me just go to the report and I will show you. normally the planning will be by cost element when you are doing it by network costing. Okay, so this one, let's see. See, this is the one, FSCO, This is a two activity where we maintain the rate. Okay. So here, if you look at here, for example, this is activity 20. This is the 113,500 that we have maintained, 135 hours at a rate of 100. Now here, you can see some additional overheads. See, there is some overheads is calculated. So how it is happened is, for calculating an overhead, there is a concept called costing sheet. Okay, this is again coming from CEO. So in the control, if you have a costing sheet assigned to it, okay, this is a configuration level costing sheet. So if they will give us, I mean, normally the CEO will give you the costing sheet. So if you have a costing sheet, what happens? There will be a calculation we specified for this kind of cost. This percentage, this much percentage you need to calculate. So that also will be calculated here. For example, overhead surcharges, administration overhead, sales overhead rate, something like that. Normally, surcharge, those kind of, calculation normally you will see in bill and all, right? So that way automatically calculation is possible using the costing sheet. So the costing sheet will define what percentage you need to consider. So for example, they say, if this is the cost element, then there should be overhead should be this much percentage, this should be this. That way there will be specification will be there. Accordingly it will calculate. So if costing sheet is not there, then this will be only this. For example, if I go here, let me just see whether I can remove it. I will go to here, then the control, and if I remove this, let's see whether it will update or not. Okay, let me just come back. Okay, no, so it's already calculated, so it's not removing it. So it's already there. So this is coming, these rates are coming from your costing sheet. Costing sheet, as I said, it will be assigned based on the CEO. They will provide the sheet, which you can specify it here in the control parameter. This you can do it in a you can do it in the configuration itself. You can default it to the costing sheet. So automatically that costing sheet will take care. And one important thing is this network has to be determined plan cost. Okay, then only this cost will be calculated. Now what we need to check is, so here this is how it is calculating the number of hours into rate, and this is what calculating. Additionally is coming from this one. Now if I look at the next thing, which is services, so we need to see how the services are calculating it. Okay, so before going to services, let's see what is services, right? So here the external services, what happens is you can get services for procured services either with planned services. I mean, there is a service master like a material master. We have a service master available in the system. You can use that service master and plan it, or you can have unplanned without service master also possible. Then normally when the service comes in the external service management, what happens is it generates a purchase requisition from PS, right? Then it goes for a complete procurement cycle. So what is the difference comes here is there is a two kind of confirmation is there. For example, normally if you buy some material PO will be created. Then after PO, you do a goods receipt directly, GRN will be there. But when we are talking about a service, there will be two steps will be there. First, you create a service entry sheet, then you release it. So normally there will be a release functionality there, like a purchase order release. There will be a release functionality for the service entry. Then if you release that one, then during the release, final release, I mean different level you can make it. During the final release, automatically system creates a GRN in the backend. So that is what normally happens. So it goes for a complete purchase procurement cycle, but in the goods receipt there will be two cycles for the services. Then there is a concept of service specification also. For example, you can see here in the screenshot we have seen, you can make bill of kind, that hierarchy kind of services if required. That is also possible. For example, external check, cleaning, outside, inside check, rework, that way you can have different services created in a hierarchical way. Also, you can structure it in the PS. Then the same hierarchy will come to the PR also, then PU also. Then during service entry sheet, you can say, okay, this work is done, so that you can confirm it. This work is done, then that you can. That way, it is possible also. So this is also available from the service point of view. So I will show you that one here.
Abdul?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes,
Yeah, basically this service option you're telling, the way we are maintaining in network, the same thing should be there, right? So means we can correlate it with that.
Yeah, same thing. So for example, I think we have a service activity here. Okay, all internal. Okay, let us create one service activity. Let's say one service activity called server maintenance or something. So what we are talking about is here, this is the services. So here you can directly maintain the short text, or you can give a service number. This service number here, it is nothing but it is a service master. So for example, if I go to the AC 03, yeah, AC 0301. This is a service master. Okay, so here we can create a master data service master. The different services you can create it. So it is, some service number. Again, service number also called activity number. So don't get confused with that one. Service number and service category. Service category is the authorization. This is again client level data. So there is no planned or anything. So it's a client level control. And there is a material group, you can use it. Valuation class is there. Then this one, service category, unit of measurement. There are some other additional details are available. Long text you can maintain, some whether the work is internal, long. Then there is a purchasing data you can maintain, some time related details you can maintain. Like that, some details are there. So here, what we are talking about is this number. You can use it here. For example, if I want this number, and I can maintain it here, this as number. Okay, so once you enter it, it will bring the data. Then I can put a quantity, then the rate. I can put some rate here. So that will calculate the total value here. See, 1000. Now this is simple way of doing it. Or you can say service, so server maintenance, or we can simply type it. Say 1 each. Then I need 1,000 again, 10,000 for example. This will come. Okay. Now, what we are talking about, another option is that if you click this icon, outline on off, then we get a option to hierarchy here. So here I can structure it. So I can say new subgroup. Let's say it is 1. So it is servers. Okay. Then I will say again new subgroup 1.1. I will say this is development server. Okay. Then I will go here again. Then I will have new subgroup 1.2 quality server. So this way also you can structure the services. One option is
Abdul,
direct maintaining here as it is
is it
straightforward.
possible?
Either with the service. Sorry.
Yeah. Abdul, I have a doubt. So instead of maintaining these activities like line 10, 20 manually in while creating service entry in the network, is it possible you have shown some activity number, right? From there itself,
Yes.
default, can I able to do it 1.1, 1.2 default? If I put the service
This
number
one,
default,
no,
the
for
entire
that there is an
activities
option. For that there is an option. I will show you that. I'll come to that.
Oh.
So here we can maintain it here. For example, here also we can maintain this number. Then automatically it will pick the, the values. So here also I can maintain. Then here I can go and maintain another services. What is service here? Let us take something. This is, let's say this one. That is no description. Yeah, let's take this one. So here I can put it that. So it's a 10 into 10. This is one way of doing things. Okay, now what you are saying, whether everything can be done, copied, done or not, right?
Not everything. From the service master itself, default,
Yeah, there is an option is there. That is not service master. Actually, we call it as a model service specification. So normally here, logistics.
ME81? Or
No. Material management. Then service master here. Model service specification. There is an option here. For example, I want a project service to be created. So let's say I will put the name project serve. Okay. Service category. What is that available? Let's say service purchasing serve. Then I will enter. So it will say master data for project services, master data for consulting, suppose, whatever. I mean, you can create it that way. Then search term is consulting. Then you have to put the purchase organization, what this belongs to. Like that. Okay. Now if I go to the services, okay, then I will get the same concept here. So what I will do, I will create a subgroup here. New subgroup. I will say 1, then servers, then I will say new subgroup 1.1 development server. Okay, so here I will maintain some kind of services. Okay, don't think of this quantity, this one. So quantity I will put 1 only. Later on I can put it whatever you want. Okay, now I will go here and I will add another new subgroup 1.2. This is a quality server. So here I need services something else. And I will put one only here. Okay, now I will just save this. So I have a master data code project services. Now, for example, if I go to my project, okay, let's say where is my project management. So I will create a new service activity, suppose. Create external service activity. Say server maintenance, something like that. I create it, then I enter it. So it will go to the directly to the service here. So here what I will do, I will say service selection. Okay, instead of typing everything, I will go to your service selection. Then I will put MSS and this project service number. Okay, you can select it from anywhere. So I'm just selecting from the master data. So here I will say complete copy. So you can see everything will come here. Okay, now maybe for this project, I have quantity instead of 1, I need 100. And I have a price for this, it's 100. Because it depends on the project wise, so quantity and price may vary, right? So this is
Got it.
then this is 50. So this is what you are asking, right?
Yeah.
Just to get, yeah, just to get. So this is all already available.
And one more thing, what is the use of the outline agreement concept in network, Abdul? There is one more field called outline agreement.
Outline agreement means if you have some kind of agreement with a company, then you can specify that. Then automatically the services will be with that one. If you have an outline agreement, because there is a concept of outline agreement, you have a contract with some kind of people will be there. For example, you are taking server maintenance, maybe your purchasing team might have made some agreement with some company saying that for us any project you will get a special rate. So that is an agreement will be there. So when you're putting that agreement, so whatever the services and everything is there, that will automatically will get copied to that. Or you can copy it. For example, here if you go there, then that option is there, service selection. No? Always if you go for service selection, there is so many options from here, from purchasing document or from entry sheet, network, order. So wherever you want it, you can just select it from here. So that selection.
It's similar like service outline agreement.
No, it's not. It's a purchasing document actually. Outlining agreement is a purchasing document. It's a purchasing. It's a contract. It's a type of contract. So you have a contract with a vendor, then that contract you can use it. See, some organizations.
It's like a AMC kind of things.
AMC kind of things. So some organization normally there is a concept of sourcing is there. Normally we heard about the procurement only, but there is another concept called sourcing. So what sourcing people will do, there will be, for example, if you have a group of company or something like that, a big organization, they don't go for procurement division wise. So there, for them, there will be a central sourcing team will be there. So what is sourcing means? They will just, so they will get a requirement from different divisions. So they know this kind of requirements are there. So they don't work whenever the requirement comes. They work in advance. So they search in the market, then find the vendor, whoever is able to provide this kind of material or services. Then they create a kind of contract with them. That is what we call it as an outline agreement. Okay, so there will be a contract with them. They say, so what is the contract will be saying then? So there is a different type of contract is there. There is a value contract and there is a quantity contract, you know. So some kind of agreement will be with them saying that we will be buying from you within this year or maybe for 5 years, whatever the validity. This much of at least maybe approximately this much quantity or approximately this much value. Then based on that one, they put an agreement. So what is the instruction to the other group company will be, they cannot go and buy anything which has already a outlined agreement exist in the system. So in that case, what they have to do, they have to put that agreement number there. Automatically the rate and everything will be controlled from that. For example, if it is a rate contract, it means if it is a value contract, then there will be value total amount. You cannot buy more than something like that. That control will be there. So that concept is that is what is
got it.
yeah. So that is we call it as a because normally that is central procurement and central sourcing system will be there. Now let's look how this cost will look into the report. Resources, financials, cost, plan based cost. For example, here service, you can see that this amount is coming from there. Then these are the other overheads normally coming from the costing sheet. Same thing. Here, these are the different services which we are maintaining. So purchase services, it's maybe I think it is 25%. It's just calculated straightforward. Maybe it is a part of overhead. You can see that this is how the network cost will be calculated for these services. Now what we have is extra is that the cost activity, right? For example, I need an insurance. So I will create a cost activity. So which we call it as insurance. So here there is two options. One is either I can put a lump sum amount here. For example, I can just put 1,000 here. That is one way of doing it. Or there is an option which we call it as a unit costing. It will take you to the another area where you can maintain the details. So here you have again here also there is an option you can copy it from a base planning objects like MSS I have shown, no? Model services. Similarly, there is a base planning object that you can copy and all those things. You can do that. So let's say it is I have a service, then for this plant specify service does not exist. So I think here you have to go for text item, something like that. Text item, variable item, yeah. Then you need to specify a cost element here. For this cost element, then there is a price of 100. Then I need a quantity. What is quantity? I need 5. So somewhere here I need, I think here. Yeah, here I need to put price tag. So if I put 500 into 5, it is calculated 2,500. Like that you can maintain, okay? So here variable item, then I can type the description. This is insure a policy. So this is what we call it as a unit costing. So you can maintain whatever you want, you can type it. Yes, save it here. So here you can see that amount is transferred. So when you have a cost here, then here it is grayed off. You cannot make changes. But if you don't need to maintain this, then you can straight away type it out. So this cost also, what happened? It gets calculated to the. So if I go and look at here now. You can see that. So this is the insurance cost, and these are the other overheads which is coming from the costing sheet. So this is the way the network cost is calculated. So we have internal activity. Now what we left is how the material cost is calculated, right? So let me just take it up that. So here, when we are talking about a material, basically there is two item categories are available when you are doing a material planning. One is, we call it as a stock item. Another one is non-stock item. So for example, stock item is represented by L and non-stock item is represented by M. So if you are talking about a stock item, then automatically system create a reservation. If it is a non-stock item, then system create a purchase requisition. So it will go directly to MM procurement cycle. And if it is a stock item, then it go for either it can be PP or MM reservation. If it is a in-house production, then it will go for PP. If it is a procurement item, then it go for MM. Then there is something called a procurement indicator. So that procurement indicator, we specify what are the combinations. So instead of this L, N, and all those category you are manually entering while entering the data, either you can enter it that way, or what is available is system gives that you can choose a procurement category. So in the procurement category, we can set it up in the configuration, what are the category you want it. Then accordingly, system will create the type, and it will select it, whether it's a stock item or a non-stock item, whether you want a purchase requisition or reservation, and all those things the system will be considering. Now, another concept is that in is not only project, basically in MM there is two concepts. One is called non-valuated project stock, another is called valuated project stock. So here you can find the difference by the picture itself, right? So what happened if the stock, if you are buying a material to the stock, if it is a non-valuated, means while receiving the good, that stock cost will be loaded to the WBS element. Okay. So here then only the quantity movement will be tracked. But if you are talking about a valuated stock, means, so basically the quantity along with the value will flow. So when you do the goods issue, that time only the cost will be loaded to the WBS element. So this is the difference. So if it is a non-valuated, means immediately the cost will be loaded to the WBS element. If it is evaluated, means that value will be loaded while you are doing the goods issue. Okay. So this is what happening in the project stock. So basically what you need to consider is that the material in stock, there is a different concept is there, right? One is we have a common stock, or we call it as a planned stock. Okay. Common stock or planned stock. Then another concept is that special stock. So this special stock normally comes, project stock is a special stock, then sales order is a special stock. So here what we are trying to say that when you buy something for specifically for a project, then that you can use it only for project. So that kind of concept is that special stock is there. Then similarly, sales order also have the similar functions. Then here, for example, if some material is always will be part of common stock, that you never buy for special purpose. Okay. So for example, if you take a construction company, yeah, if you have a construction, then suppose you are talking about a metal roads, right? So metal roads is required for across all the project, right, regardless of the size and type of the project. So here normally they keep it, buy it in bulk and keep it in stock, so they can use it easily. But if you are saying some specific some specific kind of design work, some design work you need for one building, so what happens, you don't buy that for your stock, that you will buy only for a project stock. So this kind of settings, this is controlled by the material master. In the material master, in the MRP4 tab, there is an option, we call it as a individual or collective. Okay. So individual means always for special stock. Collective means always for common stock. So that is how it will be identified. Anyway, it is not a PS settings. It is directly from the material master it comes. So this control, the material is controlled from the material master. So if they will say always you have to buy special stock, then it will be there. So that is the reason normally.
Abdul, this is the availability check, or this is the what is the?
That is the stock control. How do you are going to keep the stock?
Okay.
So here, basically what normally we do in a customer project, we say always use a evaluated project stock. Always say project need a evaluated project stock. Okay. Then this material will control whether you need to get a PR or not, whether PR is required or not. So since we are saying all project stock, so always there will be reservation. So we choose a procurement type, reservation plus purchase requisition. So if the material is only special stock, then there is an option, both are there, okay? Both are also there, either special also, it can be both. So if the material is either both or individual, then system will create a PR. If that material is falls under collective, then system will create only a reservation. So this will be the normal way of doing things. Okay. So I will just show you that. Then doubts we can clear it next class, not problem. I know that you will have some more doubts. So I'm just attaching here one of this activity. This anyway it's internal activity. So here, for example, if I want to attach a material, I will go here. Then this is already procurement indicator is there. Okay. So I will select a material for this plant. For this plant, I will select some material. Let's say this one, some kind of adhesive tape or something like that. So I need 100 like that. So automatically it creates here. So this is our setting, procurement type, purchase request, reservation for WBS element. So this is created. So immediately system will create a reservation. Then let me just say. So now we need to analyze some of the material, why one material is creating a sales order, something will create a reservation, something will create a purchase requisition, and all those things will be there. Okay. So for example, if I will add one more material. Something like that. Okay, so bolted. So here purchase organization is missing. Then their price, I can say how many euro. Then you can say it's. So once you do this, then you can find it in our report. Component here, you can see. This is the component, and that value will be loaded here under consumption. Then again, overhead will be there. but this is the consumption is gone. Component, these are the component, what 10 and 20. So component value will come only actuals. The plan will not it up. So, but that will be rolled up to the consumption, this activity, BBP for SD. This is the value coming from that. So if you look at here, so there is a total cost calculated different way. So this is calculating from material. This is calculating from cost activity, and these are calculating from the service activity. And here, if you look at here, this is calculating from your internal activity. So this way, you will be able to automatically calculate the cost in network costing just by assigning the resources. So what I did here, I assigned the resource, how many hours of work I specified, and here I just specify what are the material I required and the quantity, and here I maintained what is the services I required. Then here I just said what are the insurance details I required. So, and whatever the things which you are doing, that is automatically system is calculating the value. So that is what happens in the network costing. So this is the advantages of network costing. It automatically calculates the value based on your resource planning. So we will do one thing in the next session. We'll take it up all your doubt. You come up with your doubt for all the areas, like how the external, like that Gopi was asking, that external procurement and all. Similarly, what is about the material, the things, and similarly the other areas, if you have that work center and all those things, we can discuss exclusively that doubts first. Then after that, we'll proceed to the revenue planning. Okay, so now I'm just closing the session. So we'll see you in the next session. But please come up with your doubts. Make it interactive. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.